Right, so a few things we have to do in this room. This is the room we're doing the observatory. Okay, so there's a split in the floor from me trying to get some glue in here because it's got a bit of bounce. Yeah, so it's kind of curved. I need to make a flatter floor so I can get the furniture in better. When I paper mache'd in here, it shrunk and pulled away from the wall, so I need to repair that. And then I want to add up here a skylight in the roof. First up, I thought about a top from a takeout cup. I put some dimensional magic on there to seal it up. I thought that'll work. Then I found these plastic Easter egg halves. That is going to work much better. Hi guys, now you know the plan. I'm taking advantage of the beautiful weather and working outside in the sunshine. The first thing I'm doing is cutting a few slits in the old paper towel on the wall and ceiling where it is pulled away from the surface. This will release the tension so I can glue it back down flat. I'm taking care only to cut the paper towel and not the walls or the lighting wires. Then while the glue dries, I'm tracing the shape of the skylight on the roof and carefully cutting it out. You can see the many looks of extreme concentration on my face. Success, and I didn't do too bad a job of it if I say so myself. Now I'm adding rolled up tin foil around the opening and sticking it down with measuring tape. There's a lot of shaping and dry fitting going on here. I know my hair looks like it's never been introduced to a comb here. It is just so thick and unruly it just has a mind of its own some days. Today it's impersonating a bird's nest. Checking to see if the dome still fits nice and snug. skipping ahead, I've paper mache'd over the repaired corner and the skylight opening already, and I'm painting the opening black. I'll put a link in the description below to show you more of the paper mache process in another video if you're interested. Now I'm painting the opening with burnt sienna. I want a bark look to the opening. I meant to grab the burnt umber paint, but the sienna worked out nicely anyway. Then I dry brushed over that with a pale tan fleshy toned colour. The rest of the top is being fully painted in the flesh tone colour. I'm going to try and make it look like a cut log. The whole surface has already been paper mache'd previously, so it was ready to go. I also gave it a dry brush with the same creamy colour that I used in the children's room to add a sense of texture and depth of colour. Now with a dark tan, I paint concentric circles around the top to mimic the rings on a log. I'm still not 100% happy with these, so I might revisit it later. Now using the texture paint, I'm painting the inside walls of the observatory. I used a small brush to cut in around the lights before switching to a bigger brush for the rest of it. I used nice earthy tones for the rest of the house, but this room is in Prussian blue to mimic the night sky. If you want to know more about textured paint, you will find it in the same link listed below. After a bit more dry fitting to double check, I glued in the skylight dome with some tacky glue. Then using a stick, I spread more tacky glue around the join between the dome and the opening and poked in some moss. Remember, the glue dries clear, so I won't see any white later on. It needed a little more prettification. I know that's not a word, but I'm making it one though. So I used a few of the fabric flowers my dear friend Gretchen sent me some time ago, cut them into smaller clusters and glued them around the skylight with a little more tacky glue. Now does that look cute, or does that look cute? We better get that floor sorted. Make a paper template of the floor to trace onto cardboard with. Cut out the cardboard base, or let your shadow do all the work for you. Since I had to make a false floor insert, I decided to try out the Popsicle stick flooring method. I'd never done it before, but it's pretty easy. First step was to try and work out roughly how many popsicle sticks you might need. Now on some I cut off both ends, and on others I only bothered to cut off one end. As you can see, my shadow used angle cutters to do the job. Sand the cuttings so they're smooth. Here I am using an awl to poke fake nail holes into the straight ends of the popsicle sticks. When I paint them later, the wood swells slightly and I end up repoking the holes a few times. It was a pain, but the detail was well worth it in the end. I stained them with a wash of burnt sienna and water, followed by a wash of raw sienna and water for more warmth in the colour. Gosh, he's so handsome. What a handsome boy. Oh. Yeah. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh. You're so handsome and fluffy. Yeah, you are. Right, now those are dry, let's stick them down. I used some double-sided tape I found in my stash to stick the popsicle stick flooring to the cardboard. It's very sticky stuff, and you don't get the warping like you might from glue. If you notice, I'm laying the tape from top to bottom because I will lay the sticks from side to side. You can see here that I'm staggering the full length flooring pieces so the joins don't all end up in a line. Then I add smaller cut off bits at each end, and I also added any extra nail holes where they're needed. I gave it a coat with matte Modpodge to seal it. I repoked the nail holes again, but this time I also marked out the holes with a fine Sharpie marker pen to make them look like tiny nails in there. With a mix of black and brown chalk pastels and a damp brush, I added some age and dirt to the flooring. I can't get over how good it turned out. Let's put it in the observatory. I glued the floor panel in with contact adhesive. Watching this, I am amazed I didn't get glue all over my sleeve. Talk about reckless crafting. Leave it with some weights or paint cans to hold the floor down until the glue takes. After that, all that's left to do for now is the door frame and skirting boards. You've seen me do that in a previous video, so we'll just skip that bit here. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new uploads, and leave a comment because I'd love to hear from you. It really helps my channel to grow. If you want to share your own crafty ideas and projects, join my Facebook page called Nessie Monster Crafts. And we have Fun Day Fridays where we can all show off our latest works in progress. If you can afford it, please consider buying me a coffee. Links for both my Facebook group and coffee account are in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!